beauties, it is Marie Ashley here, and I wanted to start my first video off with kind of an introduction about me slash kind of my journey to finally getting onto this path. It's been kind of a wild roller coaster, and it's taken a lot for me to get here. And my one and only Texas Fredrickson, who has to be with mommy 24/7. So you'll see him and Ranger. Those are my two babies. Those are my sons, my German Shepherds. You will see them in and out of my videos because there's just no holding them back. Anyways, I have a few Instagram pages. I have two. I have a Mrs. Marie Fredrickson, also known as Miss Marie Ashley. And then I started a Marie Ashley Beauty Instagram page. So you might be watching this because you follow me on one of those accounts. I live in Sandy, Oregon with my husband. We just got married September 3rd, 2016, so we're still fresh newlyweds, still that honeymoon stage. But I thought that I would do my first video kind of like a get to know me introduction slash my journey to get here and what really influenced me just to take the plunge. So I really wanted to make this video for any of you that have some goals or some dreams and maybe just doubt yourself, or you're scared of the unknown, or you just honestly don't believe in yourself. That's something that's really held me back, I guess. And if I can kind of share my story and maybe help you kind of just take that plunge, I would love to do that. So a little bit about me. Like I said, I live in Sandy with my husband and my two German Shepherds. I am in school for elementary education. I will graduate in April. I'm an only child, and I've been obsessed with beauty products probably since I was like 7 years old. I've always just had such a passion for this industry. Always would watch YouTube videos, kind of how I like self-taught myself. My mom taught me a lot about makeup, and then I would just honestly self-teach myself through YouTube tutorials, going to the MAC counter, going to Bobbi Brown and Nordstrom all the time, and Sephora and all that, and I would just pick people's brains, and I would learn new techniques, what's cute for my eyes, what's not cute for my eyes, and I would just always be trying products. So I used to go to a gal for hair. Her name is Angie. She used to own, I believe it was called Hollywood Hair. I found her, and she was just like a blonde older version of myself, and she had such a passion for this industry. She'd been doing hair for so long. She was from Hollywood. That's where she gets the name Hollywood. It's literally her nickname. Anyway, so she would do weddings, and she loved the way I did my makeup, and she asked me if I would help her do makeup because she knew I was into makeup and was always beautifying people. So whenever she would do a wedding, I would come and I would do makeup for the wedding, and I kind of built like a clientele that way. It kind of just turned into word of mouth. And so I would just do weddings for fun, just like I would do my girlfriends for fun. Anytime we go on trips, I always do my girlfriend's makeup, and I love it. Like I love the feeling of making someone beautiful. I always want to do my mom's makeup or my mother-in-law's makeup. In high school and middle school, I was always doing my girlfriends, and any chance I could get to get my hands on someone and to be able to do their makeup, I take. I love a woman just like initially looking at herself in a mirror after I've done her makeup, and just you just see her confidence in her eyes and like, oh my god, like thank you. And how do you ever get that anywhere else? I love that feeling so much. I love making a woman feel sexy, feel confident, feel beautiful, and it's honestly your own natural beauty. I'm just enhancing it a little bit. So I love this industry. So never did I consider making it a career though. Everyone else around me thought about it for a career for me, but I kind of always was like, no, I'm going to school for elementary education. It took me a while to even get onto the teaching journey. I went to U of O right after I graduated from Barlow, class of 09, woo woo. I went to U of O and discovered really quickly that I do not want to go to school for business. But growing up, it was kind of like what my plan was. I'm going to go to school to business. I'm going to go to school for business. I'm going to be a businesswoman, just like my mom. I'm going to be a businesswoman. A lot of y'all know my mom, and she is probably the most hardworking woman I've ever met in my life. I am so beyond blessed to have her for a mom. She provided a lifestyle for me that I can never ever repay her for. I never had to want for anything, and all of that was because of her work ethic. All of that was because she put so many hours in at her job, and she was a single mom who juggled her career and being my best friend. And Honestly, if she wasn't a single mom and my dad was in the picture and I had brothers and I had sisters, which I don't, I'm an only child, I don't know how my mom would have done it. She wouldn't have been able to give her job those types of hours. I mean, there were weeks my mom was working over 100 hours. I mean, at one point I thought she should just like sleep at her office. But she really juggled it with me, and I don't look back at my life and think my mom wasn't a part of it. My mom was there every single day. But then I started to think about it, and I started to think, so all she really had to do was give attention to me and my 2 German Shepherds. Okay, I had Brutus and Caesar growing up, and they were like my brothers. So it was basically just the 3 of us and my mom, and that's all she really had to worry about. So I started to think, okay, she juggled that just fine. Would she have been able to juggle that if it was me plus my dad plus 2 brothers or sisters? And I don't think so. I mean, you can't have a lifestyle like that with the hours my mom put into her business. It wasn't possible. I just kind of knew that I would probably never be able to juggle that and be a mom. And what's most important to me is being a mom and being a wife. And I want 2 or 3 kids, and I want to be home every night at 5 o'clock, no matter what, when my husband gets off of work and my kids get home from school, and I want to have dinner on the table. I don't want to have to order takeout, although I think right now, as I'm learning to cook, Cody would pray that is what I want eventually one day, because my cooking isn't the best. Which is really funny because my mom is an amazing cook. I come from a huge Italian family, and everyone knows how to cook except for me. So I'm making that kind of a priority this year, is to learn how to cook for my husband and eventually my family. So anyways, I really had to sit there and think about it. And I sat down with my mom a few times, and I'm like, I just don't think business is for me. Plus, Mom, it's really freaking boring. Yeah, I said it. It's boring. I hate it. I don't like numbers. I'm not smart. Accounting class, I failed it. Actually, I didn't fail. I personally know I failed it, but I actually got an A in it because I would call my mom every single night and she would help me with the homework. So I would email her my homework and she would walk me through it and she would talk me through it. And I got an A in the class because my mom basically did everything for me. But anyways, I knew that business wasn't for me, and I didn't want to just waste my mom's money at U of O while I'm at U of O trying to figure out what I want to do and just partying. So after my first year, I moved back, and I moved back to one of my best friends, and we both kind of played this game together where we were lost in life, and we never could figure out what we wanted to major in. Nothing made sense to either of us. So it'd be the one person I would call all the time when I felt this way, because I knew that she felt that way too, and she actually understood. Whereas with other people, I felt like they just kind of like, Marie, you never know what you're gonna do with your life. Like, figure it out. I'm so tired of you saying this. But this one girlfriend in particular never ever judged, because she was always kind of in the same boat as me. So finally, we both figured out our majors. I'm like, hey, I think I'm gonna major in elementary education. I think I'm gonna be a teacher. Yes, we don't get paid a lot, but I'm going to be able to be home at 4 o'clock like I want, or 5 o'clock like I want with my kids. I'm going to be able to make it to their baseball games. I'm going to make it to their football practice. I'm going to be able to do all of that. I'm going to have the weekends off. I'm going to have every day they're out of school. I'm going to have that off. So I'm just thinking about all of that, and I'm like, this is going to give me the lifestyle to be able to be a mom and to be able to be a family woman, and that's what's most important to me, is my family. And so that was it. I'm going to be a teacher. I'm giving up the dreams of being, a New York fashion designer or a businesswoman or a lawyer or all the things that I said I was going to do, and I was going to move to New York and I was going to own a gorgeous apartment and all this stuff. I just am like, nope, not for me. I'm going to be a mom. So it's funny because people would ask me all the time, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? The only thing I've ever known how to answer is mom. I want to be a mom. Like, I want someone to love me the way I love my mom. And I know my mom loves me like that. I know Cody loves me like that. And I know even Texie probably loves me like that. But the bond that you have, I just want that so bad. And I want to be a mom. So I started making that my priority in life. I didn't have a boyfriend at the time. I didn't have anyone even in mind. I just knew that one day I would find my soulmate, and I wanted to have a family with him. So I focused on elementary education, and I took every single education class they had to offer there. I think there was like 17 of them. Took every single one of them. Really got to know the director of the elementary education program there. Finally decided that I was going to go to Grand Canyon University to get my bachelor's degree, because I really wanted to still work at the time, and I didn't know what university I wanted to go to, and I just knew that I needed to get my bachelor's degree. And then I got engaged and all this stuff, so I just figured that online was going to be kind of like the best thing for me. So I started doing an online program at Grand Canyon University, and I will graduate graduate in April with my bachelor's degree. It's been a lot of fun. I love it, but I still never felt like I finally found like my niche in life and my passion and what I'm supposed to do, my destiny. And maybe I'm just not supposed to have that, is what I used to think. Like maybe that's just not for me. Maybe I don't have to wake up every morning just like so happy to go to work and just feeling so overwhelmed with, I guess, happiness that you finally have a career that you love and that you're passionate about. And it's not that I'm not passionate about children, because I am, and I do think I'd be a phenomenal teacher. I would love to teach 2nd grade. It's like my dream grade, but it's just, I don't have that feeling. As I get closer to my graduation date, I kind of thought that I'd be more excited. I would be more enthusiastic, and I would be pumped and ready, like this is it, like next year I'm gonna be building my own classroom, hopefully, like this is so awesome, like after all this hard work I'm finally gonna reap the rewards. But I'm not felt that way yet. So I got married in 2016. Last year I kind of told my mom and my husband, I'm gonna put my heart and soul into this wedding because I needed to. I had a dream wedding. It was an absolute fairy tale, but in order to have that, it took a lot of work for my mom and I. And with working and going to school and planning the wedding and like trying to juggle a normal life, it just wasn't happening. So I needed to cut something out, and so I cut out school. And I told my mom and I told my husband, 2017 is going to be my year. I'm going to put school on the back burner and I'm just going to focus on the wedding. But next year, it's going to be all about me, and I'm going to figure it out, and I am going to start my career because I'm going to be 26 and I got to make it my year. So got done with the wedding, and a lot of my girls are getting married and a lot of them are already married. So know if you guys are watching this, especially if you're married, you'll know what I mean. But it goes by so fast. The planning, the wedding day itself, in a blink of an eye, it's just gone. And you put so much time, so much effort, however many months you have leading up to your wedding, 6 months, a year, 2 years, however long you take to plan it. Every one of those days, you're thinking about your wedding. You're talking about your wedding. You're talking about a vendor. You're talking about something, and it's just your life. And then all of a sudden, in a blink of an eye, all that hard work, all that dedication is just gone. It's just gone. And everyone kind of warns you about, you're gonna have this like little like letdown feeling, and it's gonna be you're gonna be kind of sad. And I'm like, oh no, I'm just gonna have a life again. I'm not gonna be sad. No, I got back from, well, even on our honeymoon, so the day after, I was like so sad. So I was like thinking I was gonna be ecstatic, off the walls, just bouncing. And I woke up, I looked at my husband, and I remember thinking, oh my God, he's my husband. I thought that was like the coolest thing in the world. And then I got this just immediate feeling of like sadness. And I looked at Cody and I'm like, are you sad? And he goes, kind of. And I'm like, that's it. It's over. Everything that we anticipated, all that stuff, all that work, all that energy, and it's just gone. Like now we're married. Like that's it. That was our wedding day. It's over. I mean, we've built this up so much, and now it's just gone. And so I was pretty sad until we actually got to Jamaica. And I needed a few cocktails and a few pina coladas, and then I kind of let it all go. But I was really sad. I was really just like, this is it. Like I'm married. My wedding day is over. No more planning. No more going shopping with my mom for all these things. No more having people congratulate you, tell you best wishes, ask you all these questions. It was just such a fun experience, and it was just gone. And so Cody, on our honeymoon, he's like, babe, you just got to invest in something else now. Now invest in yourself, like you said you were going to. So last year was the wedding. Let's make this year investing in yourself. All that work, all that effort that you put in the wedding, put it into yourself this year. And I was like, you know what? That's great advice, baby. I'm going to do that. So I got home and dove back into school. Got really sad. And it was just, I still was sad. And it wasn't just the wedding, I realized. It took me a while to figure it out, but because I was thinking, oh, it's just the wedding, I'm just kind of bummed that it's all over. I started to realize that it was actually, I was just sad because I was lost. And had a few talks with my mom, had a few talks with Cody, and I just was like, something's like wrong. Like I feel like I should be so much happier. I'm getting ready to graduate from school soon, and I just feel like this isn't it for me, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with life. I don't want to be a bartender for the rest of my life, that's for sure. I know that, but other than that, I don't know anything. I started playing with things. Thought about going to the Portland Art Institute. I thought about fashion design. I thought about fashion marketing. I started thinking about things that make me happy. And the first thing that come to mind is fashion. Fashion and makeup make me happy. Fashion, makeup, beauty. All those things make me happy. But what am I going to do? So speaking with my hairstylist one day, and she made a comment. She goes, why don't you just go to beauty school? Like, you like are made for beauty school. You need to go to beauty school. I remember thinking, you know, you're not the first person to tell me that. Every single makeup artist that I have got my makeup done from, all the girls at Sephora, all the girls at Bobbi Brown at Nordstrom, my girlfriends, other hairstylists, they all say the same thing. Why aren't you in beauty school? I mean, you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning playing with your hair. You're constantly doing people's makeup. You're constantly doing, why aren't you making this into a career? So I went to lunch with my girlfriend, and I was just kind of like talking to her about some stuff, and I ended up showing her a YouTube video. I love watching YouTube videos. Obviously, I told you that's kind of how I self-taught myself makeup. So I was showing her this beauty guru I love, and she stopped watching it. She set it down, and she goes, so I have a question for you. And I was like, yeah, what's going on? What's up? And she goes, why aren't you doing this? This is so you. This is so right up your alley. Why aren't you doing this? You have girls that are messaging you about makeup. They're messaging you about where you got your hair done, where you got this, where you got that. So clearly girls look up to you for advice. They consider you somewhat like a beauty type icon. Why don't you make something out of that? And I just kind of sat there, and I'm like, that's a good question. I don't know. And honestly, my answer, I didn't say it, but I knew it, is because what if I fail? What if I can't do that? What if I can't be like that girl? What if I fail? What if nobody wants to take advice from me? What if nobody wants to come see me for beauty stuff? What if I think that I'll have this following and I really don't, and people are going to make fun of me? Like, what if? Well, why am I even thinking of this what if? Why am I already doubting myself? I haven't even tried anything, and I'm already telling myself, don't even go there, Marie. That would be probably your dream, and it would probably be so much fun, but you can't do that. Don't even think that. So, got in my car, and I started driving, and we live on the way up to the mountain, and I was thinking so hard that I literally drove past my house. I didn't even think, and I almost went all the way up to the mountain. And I just drove, and while I was driving, I started to pray. And I asked God to just guide me. I said, you know, I'm lost. I'm really lost. And I'm about ready to graduate from college and to a career that I love and I would be passionate about, but I don't feel like is my actual destiny. I don't feel like it's what I'm supposed to do. And I need you to tell me, is it what I'm supposed to do, or is there something else out there for me? Is there something else? And I couldn't stop thinking about beauty school. And I don't know what it was, but all of a sudden I got to Timberline, realized, Marie, you literally drove all the way to the mountain. So I drove 45 miles past my house just praying and thinking. Turned around, not even thinking about it. I just automatically started thinking in my head what I'm going to do for my life, with my whole entire life, my whole entire career, what my career is going to be, how I'm going to start it up, how I'm going to make money, what I want my goals to be, what I want to do. This is my career path. This is what I'm going to do. I had this vision. I drove down the mountain, and I just had vision after vision after vision, idea after idea after idea. And I'm just like, overwhelmed. All this stuff just like hit me. And, I remember thinking to myself, and I said, you know what, Marie? You're going to do it. You're either going to fail or you're going to succeed, but you're going to do it. And you're going to take the plunge and you're going to go for it. And if you fail, that's okay. But what if you succeed? Stop thinking, what if you're going to fail? What if no one likes you? What if no one, what if people think you're stupid? What if people laugh at you? Who cares? What if you succeed? What if one person laughs at you and a million other people worship you? Who cares? Who cares? You can't stop thinking about the what ifs and all the negatives and all the bads. You got to start being positive. And the second you start being positive, positive things start to happen and you start to see results. No matter what it is. No matter if it's to do with diet, no matter if it's to do with your life, if it's to do with work, if it's to do with anything. You got to be positive. Positive attitude can make the big, it can save your life. There are literally people that will tell you that one of the things that really help you when you have cancer is positivity. And not giving up. So if positivity is so powerful that it can literally help cure a disease, think about why it's so important for you to have that in your everyday life. Why wouldn't you use that? If it's that powerful, think about all the things that you can do in your life if you were just positive every single day. So turned around and I told myself, you know what, you're going for it. You're going to take the plunge and you're going to go to school. You're going to go to school for beauty and you are going to do what you were meant to do. And what you're meant to do is make women feel beautiful. And you're going to figure out a way to make a living and a career out of it. So I spent the whole entire drive thinking about all the ways that I'm going to make a living doing this, how I'm going to incorporate this, how I'm going to do this, what I want to do, what I want to do in 5 months, what I want to do in a year, what I want to have, and what I want to build in 5 years. And I just kept on thinking. Made sure I was home in time for my husband to get off work. I didn't want him to go to the gym. I wanted him to come home. I wanted to catch him like right away. And I sat down and I said, I want to talk to you about some stuff. And I started off by telling him that I feel really lost. And before I even said anything about beauty, he goes, why don't you make YouTube tutorials? Why don't you do something in the beauty industry? Why don't you do something with girls and their makeup, or go to school for hair, or do something? And I'm just like, where did that come from? Because I actually wanted to sit you down because I wanted to tell you that I'm going to go to beauty school. And he was like, what? And I was like, I made some decisions and I have a plan. When Cody told me all this stuff, I'm like, you know what? You knew. And so did other people. One of my best friends, she told me this months ago. She goes, this is what I think you should do. And I'm like, ha, yeah, that's really funny. I'm going to continue to go to school for, teaching. And it's like so many people knew that this was my calling and this is what I should do. And I never even listened to them. I never even thought to think, why do they all think this? What do they see that I'm not seeing? And, I think it was always just taking a risk. I used to go to my girlfriends and I would go to school to support them. And I would think, God, it must be so cool that this is what you have for school. Like, this is what you're doing. Right now, what I do at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm experimenting on my hair and having so much fun, I'm learning this and I'm learning that. This is what you do every day at school. Like, how cool. Why can't I do that? Well, I could. I just never did. I thought, oh, people would think that I'm, dumb and I couldn't get my bachelor's degree, so I just went into beauty school. No, that is the dumbest thing I could have ever thought in my whole entire life. Side note, just because I used to think beauty school would probably be like the easiest thing ever, it's actually pretty challenging. It's not just like a cakewalk. It's actually, you put a lot of time and a lot of effort in. There's a lot of studying. There's a lot of memorization. There's a lot of knowledge that goes into it. So don't discount it, okay? Because I used to do that. I just always thought about what other people would think. And that is just not a way to live your life. Because you know what? Someone's always going to judge you. Someone's always going to think that you're ugly as shit. Someone's always going to think that you're not freaking cool. Someone's always going to think that you're, not going to make it in life. Someone's always going to think bad, stupid, mean things about you. And there's nothing you can do about that. You're not going to be able to change their mind. They're still going to think what they're going to think. But are you going to literally put your life on hold because you're scared about what that idiot thinks about you? No. Screw them, guys. Do not worry about what people think of you. Don't worry about don't worry about what people think of you. And you know what else? Don't worry about what people think about your dreams. Don't put your dreams on hold because of what your mom's going to think, or what your brother's going to think, or what your girlfriend's going to think, or your mother-in-law, or your grandma, or your husband, or whatever. Whatever your dreams are, you need to follow them for yourself. That's all that matters. Believe in yourself and others will start to believe in you too. And what happened with me was I had other people believing in me and then I didn't believe in myself. And what's the point of them even believing in me if I don't even freaking believe in myself? So talk with Cody and I'm like, I'm going to go to beauty school, start researching beauty schools. And this was about 2 weeks before Christmas. So I'm like, okay, I got to get in before. I don't know if they have breaks. I don't know how it works. I need to get in as soon as possible. So I made an interview with every single beauty school that I found online in Portland. And I didn't like any of them. I found something wrong with every single one of them. And I'm just like, dang it. I really thought this was going to be for me. But like everything else in life, I always find something wrong. Like, is there anything, like, is it just me or, but I was finding something wrong with every single school. So then, my last school that I was going to interview with, and I almost didn't go to it. I almost didn't go to my appointment because I was scared. And I thought, oh, I'm going to find something wrong with it. I'm just going to give up on this dream like I give up on everything else. No, you're not going to do it, and you're going to follow through. So my last appointment, and this was 2 days before Christmas or 3 days before Christmas? 3 days before Christmas. It was at the Salon Professional Academy in Wilsonville, and it is a school owned by Redken. It's absolutely an amazing school. I walk in, and I speak with Dawn for about 2 minutes, and instantly had to hold back tears because even just in that first 2 minutes, I knew this was my school. I knew this is where my career was going to start. I knew that these were going to be leaders that were going to help me get to where I needed to be. And I knew that this was going to be the beginning of my journey. So he asked me some questions. He asked me what took me so long to finally get to beauty school. And I told him. I told him about my journey, and I told him about how I feel like this is literally my calling. And I think I've had every sign in the world show me that this was my calling, but I chose to not really accept it, and I chose to kind of just continue to be comfortable. And I was comfortable going to school for teaching, and at the same time that also kind of hurt me, because I knew that that wasn't really what my destiny was. And I truly believe that this was it. I told him I want my 5-month career plan to be, told him what I want my 1-year career plan to be, and my goals for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Told him I wanted to open my own salon, and that's it. He didn't ask me any more questions. He just said, this is it. Like, this is your school, and I think this is going to be the beginning of your future. So I met with the second co-owner, Nancy. Don owns his own salon in Portland. He's owned it for about 25 years. The other co-owner, Nancy, she is, oh my God, I love that woman. She is so knowledgeable. She has so many life experiences to bring to the table. That is probably one thing that I just love so much about her. She was a Redken artist, and after she had a baby, she developed a very rare condition where basically now she's allergic to hair color. So she had to figure out how she was going to stay in this industry and still make money. So what she ended up doing is, the best thing I could describe it as is kind of like, if y'all watch Bar Rescue, it's kind of like that, but for salons. So she'll go into salons and she will assess what they're doing well at, what they are struggling with, and what they need to do to make sure that they are successful. So I thought, okay, if I want to own my own salon one day, here I have someone who owns his own salon and who has ran it successfully for the last 25 years. And then I have a woman who goes in and assesses salons and figures out what they're struggling with and what they need to do to succeed. So it's like, okay, well, how could I even ask for anything more than that? And not to mention their success in the industry, the portfolio they've created, and then there's still more teachers on top of that, and all of them are either practicing right now, have practiced, and still own a salon, and that's what I love so much about them, that they're still in the industry. I love that they're all still keeping up with the latest and greatest trends. They're constantly going to shows, and it's just such an amazing school, and I felt so at home. My first day was so overwhelming. I was just so emotional. I just felt like, honestly, like I fit in somewhere, and I didn't think I ever would feel that, you know? Even though the first 10 weeks are all book work and chapter work and taking tests and memorization and none of that fun stuff, I still love it so much, and it's just so awesome. It's so awesome to feel like you finally figured out where you belong, you know? I never thought I was gonna feel like that, and people would always ask me like, oh, how's teaching going? Like, how's school going? And I'd always be like, oh, okay. Now I'm like, oh my God, I love it. Like, we're doing this and we're doing that. And did you know this is that? And do you know what this means? Do you know what this does? And I got my freaking Salon Centric and Cosmoprof student cards. So I'm just doing my hair all the time and playing with shellac colors. And I'm just going crazy. It's just like a dream come true. It's so awesome. It's crazy snow days. And this was like only like my second or third week in school, and we had a few days where we couldn't go to school because of the snow. School was shut down. So one of those days I was sitting there thinking, how can I get myself out there right now? How can I start a business or get the girls to know what my plan is, what my dream is, what I want to do, and have them just know that this is coming? And my biggest thing is, I love feeling beautiful. It's my favorite thing in the world. I would rather get a spray tan and pay for my nails to get done and pay for my eyebrows and my lashes and clothes and makeup way before I would pay for feeding myself. Like, that's just, honestly, like, I love feeling beautiful, and I know how that feels, and I want every woman to feel that, especially moms. It's my biggest thing, especially moms. That's why I love that I can be mobile with the spray tan machine. I want everyone to feel that way, and I want them to feel that way at an affordable cost. So these are all things that I do on the regular, and I've done for so long, and I've gone to so many different people. Lash extensions, getting my hair done, spray tanning, all of it. I mean, that's something that I build into my monthly budget because it's really important to me. And I want to do all those things for y'all, but I want to do it at an affordable cost. And I want it to be something that you have no problem doing monthly, so that you can feel beautiful in your skin monthly, and I want it to be something that is affordable and is attainable for you. And yes, I want to make a living. Yes, I want to make a career out of it and make a profit off of it, but not so much so that, you know, it's almost impossible for you to, you know, come up with the money to do so. I don't want you to think, oh, okay, I'll wait till payday. I want it to be something that you're comfortable spending, because you deserve to feel beautiful and you deserve to do it at a cost that is reasonable. And that's what I really want to stress to my girls, is that I want you to be able to feel beautiful all the time, and I want you to be able to do it in an affordable manner. So I sat there and I was thinking, okay, what can I do now to kind of just like launch this and to get this going, just let the girls know, like, you know, what my goals are, and a place where I could post my work for my portfolio that I'm building in school and all this stuff. So I'm laying in bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, Instagram. I will make an Instagram account, duh. And I'm like, no, Marie, people are going to laugh at you. People are going to think it's so dumb and no one's going to follow you. You're going to look so stupid. Once again, being so mean to myself. Marie Ashley, stop thinking negative. Start thinking positive. Big things happen when you think positive. Right, Dexy? I don't sing, don't worry. I do not have any talent in the singing industry, so I will leave it to Beauty. Anyways, so once again, I was being negative on myself, and I told myself one more time, pep talk. You're either going to fail or you're going to succeed. Either way, you're going to take the plunge and you're going to go for it, and you're going to find out what's going to happen. And if you fail, that's totally fine. You're going to try again, and you're going to get back up, and you're going to make it work the second time. And if you succeed, awesome. And you're just going to keep on getting better and better and better and better and better, and working harder and harder and harder so that you can get better and better and better. So what if you succeed? Stop thinking about what if you fail. What happens if you succeed? So I went for it, and I started up Marie Ashley Beauty, and in the first week, I had girls I hadn't seen since high school. I had girls that I used to work with when I was 17 years old. I had former managers. I had family, friends, just acquaintances messaging me, commenting, emailing me. I got an email from a teacher, okay, one of my teachers at the CCC, and comments, people calling me. It was just so amazing, the reaction that I got when I started my freaking Instagram page. It was so awesome. And I started with just a little picture that kind of said what to prepare for. Stay tuned. This is what I've been doing with my life. This is what I'm gonna do, and I hope you guys want to come along for the journey. And y'all hopped on board, and I felt stupid for thinking and even doubting that no one would ever even want to come along with this journey with me. I mean, God, it was just so cool. I mean, at one point I cried. Someone told me that I'm an inspiration, and I literally sat there and I cried. And Cody had walked in, and he goes, "What's going on?" And I was like, "People think I'm an inspiration, babe. People are like proud of me. Like, what?" And I think, you know, what really touched me is you guys say that you're so proud of me and that I am an inspiration, but if you knew how lost I was a month ago, you wouldn't be saying that. And it really truly took me believing in myself like everyone else has believed in me for me to get here, for you to be able to say that about me. And I just really encourage any of you, no matter what your dreams are, big or small, even if it's something as simple as losing 10 pounds, or maybe it's, you know, traveling around the United States, or maybe it's going after a job that you really want to go after, going back to school. Same thing with me, going back to school for something you really are passionate about. Or maybe you want to quit your job and become a stay-at-home mom and figure out a way to make a living at home. Whatever your goal or whatever your dream is, I want you to know that you can achieve it, and I truly believe in you. And you have to believe in yourself. You can't keep doubting yourself. Can't keep saying, oh, that's for someone else, that's not for me. No, it is for you. That's fucking bullshit. It is for you, just like it is for them. It happened to them, and it can happen to you, and it will happen to you. And the first thing I want y'all to do is get a piece of paper. And I know right now, as you're watching this video, there has to be something that's popping in your head. Something you're thinking about where you're like, God, yeah, that would be a good dream. I wish I could do that, but I can't. Well, what is it? No matter what it is, whatever that dream is, write it on a piece of paper, and then I want you to tell yourself what you're going to do every single month to work towards that goal. And eventually, I want you to break it down into weeks and days. What you're going to do every week to get to your monthly goal, which is going to get you to your overall goal this year. What are you going to do every day to get you to your weekly goal? What are you going to do every week to get you to your month? And so on and so on. And every day I want you to be looking at something, and I want you to look in the mirror, and I want you to say, you're going to do this today, because it's going to get you to this, and it's going to get you to where you want to be. And I want you to get there, and I'm going to help you get there. And I want you to know that I truly, truly believe in you. And I want to help you in any way. If you need a pep talk, call me. I will give you all my number. You can email me, and I'll give you my number. And whatever you need a pep talk, I will give you a pep talk. If you need someone just to vent to, if you just feel lost like I felt a month ago, and you feel like you don't have anyone to call because you feel like you're always feeling lost, call me. I've been there. I've doubted myself more times than I can count. I have felt so lost, it's not even funny. I've cried myself to sleep over it. I truly felt like I was just one of those people that weren't meant to be passionate about something. And I was so wrong. I just really encourage you all to chase your dreams and to go after your goals. And you can literally succeed at anything you want. You just got to be positive, and you just got to believe in yourself. Don't doubt yourself, and don't think negatively. Stop with the negatives. Start with the positives. And, remember what I say. You're either going to fail or you're going to succeed. Either way, go for it. And if you fail, it's going to be okay. And you know what? People might laugh at you, and you know what? Screw them. Screw them. Who do they think they are? What are they doing so great with their life? Are they being positive? No. Are they working on their dreams? Probably not. Are they stuck in some dead corner and they can't get out either, and so they're just jealous because you're working towards your dreams and you might actually achieve it? Probably. So let them be miserable, and don't even waste your time or your energy thinking about what the hell they think about you, okay? Because remember, there's always going to be someone who doesn't like you. Always going to be someone who doesn't think you're pretty, who doesn't think you're smart, who doesn't think you're this, who doesn't think you're that. Always going to be someone who's negative and mean. There's always going to be mean people, but the key is to not letting them get to you and being the bigger person and just proving them wrong. Let them think that. Let them go to coffee with their girlfriends, talk crap about you. Who cares? Do not let that stop you from doing what you love and what you want to do. And you know what? Anything is possible. You just got to put your mind to it, and you just got to put on your big girl panties and just take the plunge. So I did it, and 3 days into my Instagram page, I posted about the spray tans, and before I even had the product in, I had people making appointments with me. I was booking appointments. I ordered that product so fast, and I was so scared. I'm like, what if it takes a long time to get here? People are making appointments. I need to get it in now. And finally it got in, and it's been 10 days, I think, since I launched my spray tanning business and told you all about it, and I have 60 spray tans. I mean, that is just absolutely amazing. I don't even have words. You all are so amazing, and it's all because you believe in me, and that is just so awesome. I really hope y'all come see me, and I can make you feel beautiful, and I can make you a customer for life, a beauty bunny for life. But I love you all so much, and I really want you all to chase your dreams this year and make 2017 your year as well. So I'm so excited for you to come along this journey with me, and I can't wait to see where it all goes, and I hope to be seeing y'all soon. Bye, bunnies.